Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill for Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering the top three losers of free agency. I know free agency has just started, but we're going to dive right into it. Without further ado, let's make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and let's go ahead and get right into it. These are the top three losers of free agency. There's going to essentially be winners, losers, and right now we're going to be covering the losers. Looking at the number three loser of free agency, I want to talk about Kirk Cousins for a minute. Kirk Cousins on a day where money went left and right. Quarterbacks we've seen traded. We've also seen quarterbacks signed. A lot of the quarterback money has dried up. The quarterback market has dried up a lot because you think about this. Minnesota is kind of the one open spot that we don't really have because J.J. McCarthy, we don't know what Minnesota's going to do, stand pat with that. But, you know, you looked at Las Vegas. Las Vegas is filled. Look at Seattle. Seattle's now filled. The Jets have filled theirs with Justin Fields. So it's a number of things that have gone on. And you got one guy that's still in limbo that he doesn't know where he's going to be. He doesn't know if he's going to be traded, released. You don't know what the deal is, but Kirk Cousins. His value was so high last season, and you think about the Atlanta Falcons, they bit the bait. They bit the bait and gave him all that guaranteed money. They gave him all that money on a contract coming off of an injury and thinking that he was going to lead them to the promised land only to draft Michael Penix Jr. And from the standpoint, where is Kirk Cousins going to play next season? We don't know. But at this point, when you see all the money exchanging hands from teams to quarterbacks, you think that, okay, where is Kirk Cousins going? Because when all this money dries up, he's going to have little to none left. And you got to think, yeah, the Falcons can pay some of his salary and things like that, but from the standpoint, you want to go to a new team where you could possibly start. You have a option to kind of compete with stuff. The further you wait to go to your team, the further you wait to get released or either traded, you don't get those reps. You don't get that playbook that faster to where you can compete and be ahead of somebody in training camp. So that's why Kirk Cousins is at number three. Coming to number two, you're looking at the Cincinnati Bengals. Not only did they sign a defensive lineman with BJ, they miss out on giving money to either Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, or Trey Hendrickson. You pay other guys before you pay your big three. You put that money that you potentially could use to their contracts to somebody else to solidify the defense to do what? Because at this point, if I'm Trey Hendrickson, I'm pissed off. I don't want to play for this team. You're paying all these people and you're playing in my face at this point. You got to ask yourself, with the Bengals, you see Myles Garrett get paid, you make Max Crosby get paid. Trey Hendrickson is just like, hey, what about me? You know, I've been a star model citizen on this team. When the defense is trash, the rest of the guys are not really top tier guys, and I'm still doing my part, still getting multi-digit sacks. You know, there's so many different things that he could complain about, but he's not. At this point, you said, hey, you know, go ahead and find your trade partner out there. Go ahead and find your trade value. It doesn't make sense. The Bengals are stirring the pot of mediocrity, and it doesn't make sense because you have a potential Hall of Fame quarterback. You have potential Hall of Fame receivers that are putting up numbers at a historical pace and a clip, and you have a defender that's really playing at a great part in his career right now. So playing around with them financially is not really a smart thing, and it just doesn't make sense for number two. And coming in at number one, he nickel and dime Dak Prescott. He nickel and dime CeeDee Lamb, and he's waiting to pay Michael Parsons until it's too late. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones. All these offseason moves, all these things that they're doing, and the Cowboys still refuse to pay their guys when it's time to pay their guys. You can pay them ahead of time so you don't reset the market, but you're still not doing it. On a day where there were several free agent acquisitions that made sense for your team, but you didn't sign any of the guys. When those guys started signing with different places and different cities and different organizations, but you're still stuck left with the team that you had 48 hours ago. The talk of we're going to be all in. We're serious this time. We're going to be all hands on. We're going to be XYZ this. Are you doing it just in the draft? Dallas Cowboys cease to amaze me. Never ceases to amaze me. It's always promise over and under deliver. The future is not looking bright for them. Dak Prescott still doesn't have more help. It's just a number of things. They didn't fix the offensive line. They didn't. Martin retired. They didn't replace him. They didn't get anybody that could really put a needle to move the marker a little bit, and we're here. So the Dallas Cowboys are the losers of free agency yet again, and they didn't even make big moves. And you got to think, how many more players on the board are eligible for them to make a move with that's going to make a splash, that's going to make a difference in the regular season when it matters? It's not many left. So tighten up. These three teams are teams that, hey, listen, next year it's going to be a rocky road. Are you NFL fans? Get in the comment section. Who's your biggest loser of free agency to start it off with? Give me your top 3 teams and why. And we'll definitely catch you on Sports Trades Plus, and we'll see you in the next video.